rumored, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that there's some truth to the rumor that Senator Feinstein on the national level is going to introduce this so-called assault weapons ban on the 22nd. Really, for anybody that's a student of history, and you are, the first step on the road to ultimate despotism and tyranny is a registration and ban. Now, the way it's worded is that, well, we're not going to take your assault weapons outright, which isn't a misnomer in and of itself, and it's actually gun grabber terminology designed to alter your perception of what we're talking about here. We're talking about semi-automatic rifles.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay, we're not talking about assault weapons.
All weapons are assault weapons.
Right.
That's why they're weapons.
Well, I mean, this could be an assault weapon.
Exactly.
Okay.
A baseball bat could be an assault weapon. So I just want to let you know that.
Right. So let's use the proper terms first of all, and not fall victim to that gun grabber terminology, because that's part of the conditioning process that changes the perception in the public eye. But say the worst happens, and that there is this type of legislation introduced on a national level where we are required to register under the National Firearms Act, which is supposedly what this legislation includes, are semi-automatic magazine-fed rifles. Now, I will tell you personally, I have drawn the line at that. That is a registration. That's a direct violation of the Second Amendment, and it's actually invalidating the Second Amendment. It's invalidating Article 1, Section 21, and Section 25 of our Pennsylvania State Constitution. Right. And I personally won't do it. Now,
we shouldn't do it as a state.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
And I'm going to tell you, if that actually comes to fruition, that is, we have to draw the line in the sand.
We have this? What I'm getting at is, collectively, do we have the stones, in your opinion, to do that as a state? Because I will tell you right now, I, for one, and I could probably count on both hands a bunch of other men in this room that will physically back you if that comes to that.
I think we have, I think in that, okay, I'm probably being optimistic.
And did you ever think we'd be having this conversation as adults? Because I did not.
No, and the thing of it is,
I think it needs to be
right, and the reason why Feinstein's doing this so close to this horrible tragedy, and I think it's a sin that they're using that tragedy, that murder that went up in Connecticut, and use that as a reason why we need to do this with the assault weapons, which is a joke. It's just one step to get control. We don't need guns. That's what they across. But no, I think it would be really hard to pass it. I think we would really fight that hard.
What if they did pass it?
Huh?
What if it did pass? Then that's what he's asking.
Well, then we need to, as a state, we're going to say, we're not going to follow it. Just like they did what?
But your gut feeling, in our state legislature...
We did it with real ID.
Do we have...
The feds passed real ID. And it took me a while, but because of groups like you and people like you, we got real ID pushed back.
The answer is, don't obey it.
What's that?
Don't obey it.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the answer.
Well, you'll be violating the Constitution.
Who would be?
No, the federal government.
Oh, very good.
And we have a right to disobey it. There is such a thing as civil disobedience.